Real Madrid faced a daunting challenge in the UEFA Champions League quarterfinals, and it's no secret that the stakes couldn't be higher. With Bayern Munich coming to town, the atmosphere at the Santiago Bernabéu was electric, but as we now know, the night ended in disappointment for the proud club and its legion of fans. In a gripping encounter, Bayern Munich, fortified by the presence of Harry Kane, managed to outmaneuver the reigning champions with a 2-1 victory. This match wasn't just another fixture. It was a clash of titans, a battle for supremacy that saw Real Madrid struggling to find their rhythm against a disciplined and clinical German side. Kane, the English superstar, proved to be the decisive factor, scoring the winning goal and effectively putting Madrid on the back foot. Kylian Mbappé did manage to give the home fans something to cheer about, netting Madrid's sole goal, but it came too late in the game. By then, Bayern had already established a 2-goal lead, leaving Madrid with just a glimmer of hope as they head into the second leg with a significant mountain to climb. The disappointment in the stands was palpable. Fans had expected more from a team that has historically found ways to overcome adversity. Now, let's not sugarcoat this situation. This loss means that Real Madrid finds itself in a precarious position. The team, which has prided itself on resilience and tenacity in the Champions League, is now tasked with overcoming a 2-goal deficit away from home. Will they rise to the occasion, or will they falter under the pressure? Coach Alvaro Arbeloa remains optimistic, stating, "We are still alive, clearly." But can that optimism translate into a performance that overturns this deficit? Bayern's triumph not only leaves them with the advantage, but also highlights some weaknesses in Real's game plan. Defensively, the team looked fragile at times, and the midfield seemed to lack the creativity and control necessary to dictate the pace of the match. This is a concern moving forward, especially when they face a team as potent as Bayern, who will be looking to capitalize on any defensive lapses. Fans are understandably anxious. This season was meant to be a celebration of Madrid's rich history in Europe, but a failure to advance could feel like a betrayal of that legacy. The squad has the talent, but the execution has been lacking at crucial moments. It's a call to action for every player donning the famous white jersey. They must dig deep and remind everyone why they are considered giants of European football. As we turn our attention to the next item, the pressure is mounting on Real Madrid. They must prepare for the second leg with not just tactics, but also the mentality to fight back against the odds. How will they respond? The time for answers is fast approaching, and the football world will be watching closely. Real Madrid's Eduardo Camavinga is at the center of a fierce transfer battle, with Manchester United, Chelsea, and Juventus all vying for the talented midfielder's signature. This isn't just idle gossip. It's a testament to Camavinga's growing stature in European football after a season where he has consistently impressed with his performances. At just 23 years old, Camavinga has established himself as a vital cog in the Real Madrid machinery. With 2 goals and an assist in 35 appearances across competitions, his contributions have been significant, particularly in La Liga, where he has displayed maturity beyond his years. His ability to dominate the midfield, coupled with his tactical awareness, makes him one of the most sought-after box-to-box midfielders in the game today. This is not mere hyperbole. It's a recognition of his skill set that has drawn eyes from some of the biggest clubs in the world. The report from Fischages highlights a critical point. Camavinga is under contract until the summer of 2029. This long-term commitment presents a formidable barrier for Manchester United. While the allure of playing in the Premier League is strong, the financial and contractual constraints mean that any club wishing to pry him away from Madrid would have to fork out a considerable sum. Real Madrid is not a club that easily parts with its best talents, especially when they're still in their developmental phase, and Camavinga is definitely in that category. What does Camavinga bring to the table? His tackling ability is commendable. He reads the game well and knows when to intervene, making crucial interceptions that can change the course of a match. He isn't afraid to get physical and assert himself in midfield battles, and his capacity to shoot powerfully from long range adds an extra dimension to his game. Moreover, his vision allows him to execute decisive passes that can unlock defenses, showcasing his versatility not just as a box-to-box midfielder, but also as a potential holding midfielder or even left back if the situation demands. The speculation surrounding Camavinga's future raises important questions about the direction of Real Madrid. While it's flattering to have clubs like Manchester United interested in our talent, it's essential to remember the value he brings to our squad. He embodies the energy and dynamism that Real Madrid needs to compete at the highest level, and parting with him could create a gaping hole in our midfield. Moreover, one must consider the transition to the Premier League. While Camavinga is undoubtedly talented, the English game is known for its physicality and pace, which can be a shock for foreign players. It takes time to adapt, and would Michael Carrick be willing to provide that patience? A move to United might not guarantee immediate success for Camavinga, and he could find himself in a situation where he struggles to find his rhythm, which could be detrimental to both his career and the club's ambitions. As the summer transfer window approaches, the prospect of losing such a promising player is daunting. Real Madrid has a history of nurturing young talent into world-class players, and it would be a disservice to our club heritage to let Camavinga slip through our fingers. The fans know what he is capable of, and the thought of him donning a Manchester United jersey is not one we take lightly. The conversation surrounding Camavinga is not just about potential transfers. It speaks to the broader narrative of Real Madrid's ability to retain its key players while continuing to build a team capable of challenging for the highest honors in football. As we move forward, the club must prioritize keeping its core intact and ensuring that we are not just a stepping stone for players aiming for bigger contracts elsewhere. Next, we turn our attention to another crucial talking point that could shape the future of our beloved club. As the summer transfer window approaches, the air is thick with anticipation and uncertainty surrounding Real Madrid's squad. The club is on the brink of significant changes, and while the excitement of new signings looms large, the specter of potential departures casts a long shadow over the team's future. It's widely accepted that David Alaba and Dani Ceballos will part ways with the club this summer, but the situation is far from settled. The futures of stalwarts like Dani Carvajal and Antonio Rudiger are also in jeopardy, both facing contracts that expire in June. This could lead to a transformative period for Real Madrid, a team that prides itself on continuity and excellence. Yet, as we know from the tumultuous world of football, change is often the only constant. One of the more intriguing situations is that of Gonzalo Garcia. The young striker, who has been making waves since his performance in the 2025 Club World Cup, is attracting considerable interest from Premier League clubs, with Newcastle United reportedly leading the charge. With their need for a new forward following Alexander Isak's departure to Liverpool, Gonzalo presents an appealing option. The groundwork has already been laid for a summer approach, suggesting that Real Madrid could be facing serious negotiations soon. It's essential to recognize that Gonzalo's season has been a roller coaster. While he has showcased his talents when stepping in for Kylian Mbappe, his position in the pecking order is precarious. With the French superstar firmly established as the first-choice striker, Gonzalo finds himself in a position where, should an attractive offer arise, Real Madrid might be tempted to cash in. This is not just a financial consideration. It's also a matter of squad balance and future planning. Should Real Madrid decide to allow Gonzalo to leave, expect them to include a buyback clause in any deal. This would be a strategic move, opening the door for a future return to the Bernabeu if he continues to develop and prove himself in the Premier League. It's a common tactic among top clubs, allowing them to retain a foothold on their talent, even when they let them go temporarily. As we look ahead, the implications of these potential departures and arrivals are immense. Real Madrid cannot afford to lose their identity, nor can they ignore the harsh realities of the transfer market. The club must tread carefully, balancing the need for fresh talent with the risk of destabilizing a squad that has seen so much success. In closing, the summer promises to be a pivotal moment for Real Madrid, filled with both opportunities and challenges. The decisions made in the coming months will shape the team's trajectory for years to come. Are they ready to embrace the change? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Madridistas will be watching closely, their passion and loyalty unwavering as always. If you want to stay updated on all things Real Madrid, make sure to subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about the potential changes on the horizon? Your opinion matters, and together, we can keep the conversation going as we navigate this exciting chapter for our beloved club.